The current spoiler warning level is butterscotch.
Friends and folks, for this episode, you're looking at a spoiler warning level of butterscotch. We're talking about stuff from Star Trek The Next Generation. It's a spoiler, but it's a pretty famous spoiler, so it is spoilery, but I think most people will be fine with it. Please enjoy the episode. Hello friends and folks, and welcome back to another episode of Mechanista in G, and it's request time again. I'm Six Detmar.
And I'm Dylan. Alright, well.
Oh, I made a mess of these dice. Oh boy. Well, I only need the D8 right now.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. And then... Okay, I don't know what that is. Let's find out.
Okay.
Huh. Feels like this will be a short episode.
Well, that's fair. That happens sometimes. Let's see. What has been requested
I'm gonna look
of us?
at this. Okay, that works. Sure. Okay. View full-size image. Okay.
Oh, full-sized image? Or are you just zooming into part of it?
I'm just zooming in to take advantage with.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoop. Sorry for the yawn.
Okay. I'm ready. Are you ready for your sample?
Yes.
There you go.
Is this a trek of some sort?
This is a trek. That's true.
Because that's a nacelle.
That is a nacelle.
It took me a moment to realize, because at first I was looking at this and I was like, is this some kind of weird car? And then when I realized the way this was shaped, I was like, oh, no, okay.
I'm told that is the main shuttle bay, is that bit there.
Okay. I mean, we've talked about the Enterprise, we've talked about... I don't know. It's not the Voyager, it's not the it's definitely not the Defiant. I have no clue. I'm just gonna have to start saying USS whatevers.
Sure. Okay.
No,
shoot.
no, that wasn't a suggestion. that was dismissal. That was dismissal.
I would tell you if you got it right.
Yeah, but I don't know. Fucking, what is this, the USS Intrepid?
No.
Alright, I'm just trying to think of, it's not one of the USS Defiants that's not the USS Defiant, right? Okay.
I mean, so I am, the entry request by Aiden, thank you Aiden for the request, is for the specific class of vessel, but I have a list of all the ships of the class, and so if you name one of them...
Okay, yeah, well, okay, I gotta think then, because, alright, what are some recurring names? And it's not... Did we do the Discovery? I forget if we did the Discovery.
I think we did.
Okay. Is this... What other names are there? I'm trying to do this from memory is the hard part. I don't want to cheat, because if I look it up... the problem is...
How has your day been?
It's fine. Why?
Okay.
Why?
If it had been bad, I would do something. But if it hasn't been bad, then,
Okay. I mean, I'm in allergy hell and wildfire hell.
Okay, fine. I'm being really mean to you. There are 2 ships listed. There's no way you will ever guess this.
So, I'm trying. I was like, can I even think of any other USSs in? Because like Intrepid's always the one that my brain pops up with. That's like not one of the main character ones.
Actually, how about I'll give you the name of the 2 ships of the line, and if you can get the class off of that, or even describe it in any way, shape, or form.
Let's try that. Sure.
It is the one we know for sure is the USS Princeton, and it is probably, it says uncertain, so probably also the USS Wellington.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't. I give up. What is it?
This is the Niagara-class.
Yeah, no, I have the fucking... okay, with this being destroyed, is this something that was at, like, fucking Wolf 359 and that's it? Aiden? Are you requesting a very specific thing? I feel like...
That was a very good guess.
Well, because
yes.
it's a destroyed, like, in this picture looks like, early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, and then I'm like, okay, it's something it's clearly something that's destroyed,
Here, I'll give you this. I'll give you this from the memory beta.
Okay. Aha. Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, so I'm curious why Aiden wanted us to cover this. I wonder if does it have 3 nacelles?
It does have 3 nacelles.
Okay, so it does have at least kind of a cool and weird shape. That's fun. I actually kind of dig the design itself. It's just funny that of all the things to request. Alright. I already Niagara. Okay, like the falls. Okay. So yeah, to describe this design, you've got a sort of a wide ovular saucer section. Like if you were looking at it front on, it's a little wider than it is long. The saucer section, it's got your usual little hatches and whatnot going along the top. You've got these little indentations, which are apparently phaser arrays. You have this midsection area, which is like, different command levels, followed but with the top being the main bridge, is my presumption. You've got a shuttle bay on the back that looks like it's just got like a slidey door that's closed by default. You have, for the main body, I guess it's kind of a thicker main body than usual, like going down, and then it thins out. You have, there's a deflector dish at the front, as you would expect with these kinds of ships. And then it thins out towards the back, it thins out towards the back and tops, I should word it as. It's not like it thins out towards the middle, it thins out towards the top. And then
I do like that shape, yeah. Kind of like fishtails a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Then you've got 3 nacelles. You have 2 up top coming off at an angle, and 1 going down the middle in the center. And these 3 nacelles are themselves... So the wings have kind of an interesting thing. They have like a little sharp edge in the middle of them. So like I think that that implication is like they have like a... they either like move out more or change the angle a bit in the midsection of them. And then... the nacelles themselves are kind of thick, a little bit flat. They've got like a big, almost like a police light, red part at the front, rather than like a circle, like, just an orb. It's kind of inset with some metal on the top and bottom, so it almost looks like a siren light or something, or like an emergency light. And then you've got like this neck piece in between that and the back. As for the back, it's just, mostly flat metal. You have some decals on the top with the, Starfleet symbol and some red lines. And then you have these little blue divots in the sides that are going all around those. And, yeah. So, and apparently it can separate its saucer going off that picture you linked there.
This picture is from, it's an image from, I believe, a cutscene in Star Trek Online.
Okay.
So, if you're looking at Memory Beta, the list of known vessels is much larger. I was just listing Memory Alpha ones.
Yes.
There's the USS Fairfax, there's the USS Joshua Tree, Kitchener, Niagara, Ontario, Princeton, Raleigh, Sacagawea, St. Louis, Thames, Taparvis, is that how you say that? Waterwheel, Wellington, and Wells. Okay.
So, going off of some of the descriptions on Memory Beta, just because it has a bit more, it is a fast cruiser as its class, which seems to be for the Hermes, Istanbul, Niagara, and Osaka-class ships. This was a starship classification that appeared in the Last Unicorn RPG module, The Price of Freedom, which was a source book by Last Unicorn Games for Star Trek. Funnily, with these other ones, none of these other ones actually have, like, any appearances, seemingly, so the Niagara is the most important one. But, yes, it has a saucer separation function it can do. I mean, the main notable thing it mentions is simply the 3 nacelles is kind of like the major thing, right? If we go off the specs on Memory Beta, though, it has 16 total decks, it is 595 meters in length, has a crew of 400 to 530, with 16,050 passengers, or 1,650 passengers as the limit. And then, I guess, it says there's an evacuation limit of 3,500. I presume that's, like, if it's doing rescue or something, it can theoretically load more than the passenger limit. It's just, you know. Then it has a maximum warp of 9.7. It has a cruising speed of warp 7. It has 10 phaser arrays, 2 torpedo launchers with 160 photon torpedoes. It has deflector shields, like pretty much every ship in Star Trek. And then it just uses a generic Federation shuttlecraft as its shuttlecraft. It doesn't list a specific type, unfortunately. And yeah, so the real-life background of this is, it was a... Let's see... There was a Kitbash Studio model of the pre-damaged Niagara-class created at Gregory Jein, Inc.? Created by Jein, maybe? Jein. And his staff for the graveyard scene of the Enterprise D that they travel through at the Battle of Wolf 359. And then, yeah, it's an unlockable... It's not even like... Okay, so in Star Trek Online, there's the Princeton-class, which is a cosmetic skin as a 25th century successor to the Niagara. So, you can't even play as a Niagara, I guess, in Star Trek Online. You actually play as a Princeton-class, which is an updated one. Which is funny. Named after the USS Princeton, which was the named destroyed one at Wolf 359.
Yeah, we do. So in the show, you get a pretty brief view of it. You can see it right there in the background.
I'm trying to see if we have another one we could look at that's like at that Wolf 359 battlefield, because that's basically all the information on this thing I can give. And so I'm like, okay, what else is dead in Best of Both Worlds here at the Battle of 359? Okay, so the other one that is depicted alongside this one is alongside the Princeton we have the Firebrand, which is a Freedom class. So let's look at the Freedom class.
Let's do it. That sounds lovely.
Yeah. So okay. Ooh. Okay, this is kind of neat. So I'll link you it. Obviously, in the actual show, all we ever see is a destroyed one, which is... hold on, where are you? I was trying to message you, but you weren't at the top of my list, so there we go. Obviously, we only have the destroyed one there, but we have a few images on Memory Beta, and there's a couple of restored ones. This is another really weirdly shaped one. Has a really interesting design point, though.
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
I kind of dig it.
This is wild. I mean, like, Star Trek... Understand, folks, what I'm about to post. If you're not used to Star Trek ships, the Federation ships especially have a really unified aesthetic. Yeah. But considering that, this is crazy.
Yeah, so this is the Freedom class, a 24th century Freedom class. There is a 22nd century one. It is unrelated. It is just... They reuse names all the time. So this one, again, same kind of wide saucer section on the top. The saucer section has decals with, USS Firebrand. It is NCC 6873 for the example here, since the Firebrand is probably the most probably the only known example in the actual show, I should say. Obviously, there'll probably be more of them in other things, but yeah. And yeah, so it's got a shuttle bay at the front, which is actually like, it's in front of the, looks like it's in front of the, well, is it maybe this right here? No, because it's gotta be in front of the bridge section there. There's just like, door. You have some impulse engines that are integrated into the main saucer section on the front side. You can see these lights. And then on the bottom center of this saucer section, we have a phaser cannon, which is like, rather than like an array, it is like a large turreted cannon with like a large barrel. Oh,
it's not turreted.
Oh, it's not.
Look at the front on. It is side mounted.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is mounted on the side. Oh, okay. So you've got like a bit of a thick neck there, and then there's just this like phaser cannon off to the side. That's really strange. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of really strange, as we go to... Oh, no, sorry. These impulse engines... Oh, this is on the back. I was looking at the... This is the front. This is the back. Whoops.
Yes, yes.
So the impulse engines are on the back of the saucer section, and then that shuttle bay is right there on the back of the like little raised area on the bridge. That's why I was confused.
Do you think it to detach the saucer section? Would there be a point?
I don't know. So then there is you have a thin neck that is like, you know, all the crew bays going down, and this thin neck going down does not end in like a normal like deflector dish thing. It ends in a giant warp nacelle. Like one really large warp nacelle that is like the main body. You know, it's a similar design as the one on the Niagara-class, where it's like really wide and it's got the lights on the front in the same way. Even the little like grill, the warp grill going around the edge looks similar too. But it's just like the main body, and then the deflector dish is below that. So it's just like this weird one giant nacelle engined machine.
You keep saying giant. I think it's normal size.
Or is it a normal size nacelle?
Small ship.
Okay, yeah. It just looks really wide here for the size of the deflector, I guess. Like if I had two of them, well, I don't know.
Let me look at the stats here. It is a length of 430 meters, which is 135 less than our Niagara.
Yeah.
I think it's just basically the same nacelle as the Niagara.
It is.
The rest of the craft is smaller.
Yeah, it is, because if we look at the pictures of them next to each other, both destroyed in the show, yeah, that's just the same nacelle. That's funny. Okay.
Huh.
So yeah, just like a weird one. So it doesn't have as much of a fast warp speed. It has only 9.2 and 6.9 for its max speed and cruise speed. It's also a much smaller crew size going off memory beta. It's only 370 for the crew. And it doesn't actually list, like, passengers the way the other one did. So this seems to just be a smaller ship in general. It has 8 phasers, 2 photon torpedo launchers, and a phaser cannon. So the phaser cannon is, like, a very specific weapon on this. Yeah, This is a really weird design. I kind of dig it for being so strange. There's also an alternate version of this from a Schrodinger possibility field reality, quantum reality of
Yeah, so we get 2. Both of these I think are from Lower Decks.
Yeah.
The first one is just one that is mostly the same. It has sort of a different upper like part of the saucer structure. I guess it's different in a number of ways. The nacelle design is different. It's got different colors. Yeah, I was going to skip past this, but actually this is a lot more different.
Well, I assume also, we're looking at it from the side, I assume it is this, too, if you look at the openings on the side there.
Yeah, it must be.
So it's also got a weird, instead of a just singular neck piece, it's got like these 2, like, like connecting pylon struts going down into the main thing here. Also, the deflector dish has been moved from the bottom of the nacelle to the bottom of the saucer section, which honestly feels like a better place for it to me.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah, it's still a very unique design. It's just a different view of it, though. Also, for some reason, these struts are gold. Or yellow, at least. This coloration is interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I guess it's an AU where the Federation colors are different, but...
Yeah. But yeah, so that's an alternate version. I'm glad they kept the one nacelle, though. That's the important thing to me.
Mm-hmm. You can see the, like, the on-screen display for this friend right here.
Yep. That's fun. And then let me see, any other weird best of both worlds, you know. Okay, yes, alright.
We're having a best of both worlds special. This is fun.
Yeah, well, because a lot of these are not going to really pop up anyway, because they're... Okay, so, next up, I'm going to link you this one as well. We have the Cheyenne-class. Now, this one's a really fun one. Honestly, a lot of these ships, it seems like the studios who made them had a lot of fun. This one was by Ed Miyarecki and Michael Okuda. Again, just built for the graveyard.
Have we not talked about this one?
Have we talked about the 4-pylon Cheyenne-class before?
I'm not sure. I've certainly seen this before, and I haven't seen much.
Cheyenne-class.
It might be that I was just looking around while we were talking last time.
Mechanista?
But
I'm looking.
no, I'm looking at the details of this. We didn't.
Okay.
I don't recognize a lot of this. I think it was like when we were doing our previous episode and we were expanding our scope, there were areas I considered taking us, and this was one of them I thought about but didn't do.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's see. We've got memory beta also. A lot of these I'm still only really going to describe the primary thing going on with them. And if we go on memory beta, there's a billion paint jobs because it has all the paint configurations from Star Trek Online for some reason. I mean, I guess that's fine, but it's just funny seeing them all there. And yeah, so we've got, this is the Cheyenne-class. This is a 4-nacelle design. So the saucer section is located in the middle of the design rather than being at the top. And, you know, you've got your usual decals with the name. You've got a lot of these little squares going on. Various, I presume this radial structure might be a whole, like, radial phaser bank array going on there. Given that normally it's, you know, there's one on the front and sides. Then you have a really thick neck piece for where this disconnects for the saucer separation here. Then you have got a neck going above and below. These necks going up above and below are, you know, they are kind of triangular in shape if you are looking at them from, you know, the front. And then you've got this little bulging, like, rounded teardrop-shaped piece almost at the top, back. I assume these are maybe the impulse engines is the idea, given that they have the red running along the back. And then you've got these swept back, curved wings that connect to the nacelles. And then you have 4 nacelles total. You have 2 on top, 2 on the bottom. The nacelles have very small little red openings on the front, kind of square in shape, or a rounded square. You've also got these, like, little, like, weird inset, where the wings are connected into these, like, it almost looks like a radiator or something, you know, it's this red, you know, ridged piece of metal for the middle section there. And then you've got the back section, which of course have open blue sections in the back for the little warp grills. So you just got a weird 4-necked design, or 4-nacelle design. Here's the, you know, you can see the body on its own here, which is kind of fun. It does look just like a weird ship of its own here.
Yeah.
And then here you can see the neck disconnected here. So yeah, weird design. Again, just them kind of having fun with the form, I feel like. Because they're like, well, we're making a bunch of destroyed ships. that don't have to do anything. And theoretically, some of these could be ships that were, for different purposes than just exploration. So let's, we can do a whole bunch of them.
And there are actually a couple of sub variants of these.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Dakota-class and the Stargazer-class. These are both like Star Trek Online like subclasses to the Cheyenne.
Yeah.
So here's the Dakota here.
So the Dakota looks like has... Oh, this is like a Kelvin-verse looking ass version of it. It's got like this elongated, or like a Voyager version of it too. It's got this very, because the saucer section very Voyager-esque, where it's like kind of elongated towards the front. And then the way that midsection connects, it has like a little swoosh of metal along the back that is like connecting the top and bottom little impulse engines. And then these nacelles have a unique design. They're like double open on the front with like little square blue windows there. That's kind of fun. Then what's the other version of this?
The other is the Stargazer, which I'm gonna say it's different. I'll see what I don't think I like this.
Yeah, so let's see. Okay, so this one's this one has like a lower back profile. It looks like it still has the 4. It's got 2 on top, 2 on the bottom, but like the profile is they're so much closer to the saucer section. And the saucer section feels quite large here. So it ends up feeling very compressed, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the way that the lights on the nacelles are, the front part, makes them look like, I don't know, like the intakes on like a muscle car, right?
Yeah, this is probably my least favorite of the bunch too, for the Stargazer here.
Yeah. Not loving it.
Alright. Our next Wolf 359 casualty, we've got a Challenger-class. This is another very weird-looking one, looking at the overall shape of it. I should be linking the memory betas, but whatever, it's fine. This is another... This one has 2 nacelles, but it's not configured like a normal Star Trek ship.
What?
Still.
Why? I mean, I don't hate it, I guess, but I mean, I guess you're right. They're just having fun with models that they don't need to ever do anything. But yeah, this is like a portable CD player.
Yeah. So, saucer section in the center. You've got the saucer section has an interesting thing going on where, like, when it goes towards the back, it connects to a main body, and this main body is very different from your usual Star Trek body here. It's very thin and flat, and then has, like... It feels like a normal spaceship in a way, or like a boat or something. Like, it's just got these, like, flattened sections that are presumably, like, still crew quarters and whatnot. And then in the top middle and bottom middle of this back section, you've got a nacelle on the top and bottom. The upper nacelle has a bit of a longer wing to it and is a little bit more forward, whereas the bottom nacelle has a smaller connection point and is offset a little bit backwards. And these nacelles, much like these also look very similar to the nacelles on our first 2 friends, where it's the big light at the front, and then, on the sides and whatnot, it's got the grill. So, yeah, just another weird one. Now, you know what I'm noticing on both the last one and this one? They don't have deflector dishes that are visible, funnily enough.
Huh. Yeah, you're right. They don't.
Yeah.
You want to know what I hate?
What?
I don't like at all the USS Atlantis, which is a 25th century Challenger, which is sort of like a redesign.
Probably for Star Trek Online, if it's 25th century.
Look at how it's like it's supposed to be like the nacelles retract. I hate that.
Oh, you don't like the idea that they go into the body when it's like at rest and then they pop out?
It just doesn't mesh with Star Trek aesthetic to me. I don't have a problem with that as an element, but it's not Star Trek at all. I also, here's what I both, I guess, like and dislike the write-up here for this, because this is a Star Trek Online only thing, and so they're like doing like rephrased Star Trek Online ad copy. The Atlantis-class USS Atlantis, so I guess it's the Atlantis-class, I'll add it separately, was the first ship equipped with a dissembler emitter, which became standard on the Challenger-class as well. This emitter was a powerful technology that causes local disruptions to molecular bonds resulting in disintegration. The area of effect was cone-shaped. This weapon was considered to deal exotic damage.
Amazing. Here's another view of it just to see it from the sides. I don't think they actually retract, it looks like. It looks like it's just got a weird shape to them.
Oh, you're right. Okay, you know what? Okay. I like that much better then. I thought it looked... You have to agree, the
front
way
here,
it
does
looks
look like it would inset in there, yeah.
Uh-huh. But if that's not what's going on, then I'm on board. That's okay.
Yeah. And it's a bit more symmetrical, I will say, like, with the way the top and bottom nacelles are. They're more at equal lengths away from the body, and then... they're at the same location about. It looks like maybe the upper one's a little bit more forward, just not as pronounced as on the original.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's our Challenger class. Then we've got, let's see what this one's like. Amazing. Okay. I'll have to look and see what this actually is supposed to look like, because okay, I see it at the bottom. Yeah. Springfield-class. So this one's another Ed Miyarecki and Michael Okuda one.
Oh, I kind of like this one.
So, what we got here...
That's very fun.
Yeah. Kind of a little...
I do feel a little bit misled. This is the USS Chekhov. I believe it didn't... Oh, yeah. It didn't do anything notable, despite the name.
That's funny. So... saucer section is pretty typical of all these TNG saucer sections. You've got the center area, some bulked up decks going on with the main bridge on the top middle. The main thing that's weird on this design is when you go to the swept-back body, it lays flat. There's no separate like little lower body or anything. It has this like weird... what they call a mission-specific pod on the top of it. So I guess, like, theoretically, this is, like, something you could alter, depending on, like, what this is assigned to be doing. Like, maybe you could assign this as, like, a medical bay, maybe it could just be used for storage, whatever, which is kind of neat. And then you've got, the nacelles are attached to that. You've got these little, curved wings going on the sides. The nacelles are... they're square ones. You've got the big coils in them, kind of like the one prior one. You've got these red square lights on the front. You got some blue going around the sides. The other thing that makes this unique is you have a wing on either side of the far outer reaches of this saucer section, a little bit towards the back. You have these wings going down at an angle inward, and then you have a flat strut going into the deflector dish, which is just being held on its own thing down here. Apparently this is also where engineering is, so you have an engineering hull down there. I feel like having all your engineers sequester to a part that could break off is not good, but fair enough, I suppose. And yeah, this is a weird guy, this Springfield-class. But again, it's a unique shape. I like that all these Wolf 359 dead ships are like, hey, we want to do something unique. I think that's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And this one has a very flat overall profile, though, just because of where the nacelles are located. So even though it has like these separate sections for the nacelles and for the deflector dish, it all kind of is packaged in this very compressed, like, flat, boxy look. Alright. Next up, the New Orleans-class. Which, there's actually, well, we see a destroyed one during the Wolf 359. This is actually seemingly in the episode Conspiracy. Though I don't think, I don't think it had a model in Conspiracy, maybe.
Okay.
It just was mentioned, the USS Kyushu, which is a ship. Or the... Yeah. One of them, or the Thomas Paine. Anyway. So yeah, saucer section here, going on... Oh, there's a weird looking... They don't have the same kind of image at memory beta as the others. No, I guess not. That's weird.
No.
Weird schematic going on here. So, the saucer section has your usual bridge in the middle and everything going on. Nothing strange there. Lots of these little windows on top, markings, various arrays. Now, where things get weird is on the top you have these, little... They almost look like intakes? Which they wouldn't have because this is not used in gravity or where there would be air, but they look like little intakes on the top.
Are they just, maybe shuttle bays or something?
Maybe. Just these, long, almost like engine-shaped or nacelle-shaped parts that are, flattened on the top. They're very strange. We have a very rounded, body going on here that is very flat. You can see it along the bottom that there's, a very wide deflector dish. It almost has, a sub-deflector dish or something going on below it. And then the nacelles are connected via just these very flat and then curved upward wings. It's fine. It's a bit... This one's, maybe the most... this is a starship, alright, of the ones we've looked at, even with the weird parts on the saucer section.
Those might be photon torpedo launcher pods?
Okay.
Maybe. It mentions that there are 2 photon torpedo launcher pods on top of the saucer section, so...
Now, this one actually appears in a lot of Star Trek, but it's also dead at Wolf 359, and, we're already on a short episode, so I may as well just add a couple more minutes talking about it. We have the Nebula-class. Which... This is a cute design. I'm going to see if Memory Beta just has a good artwork of it, because we have... Yeah, it does. Okay, good. So we have lots of pictures in the show, obviously, because this one actually appears in many episodes.
Big.
But, yeah, so this one is all saucer section for this top area. It's a very fun design where it's just this really big... It's still kind of compressed of a design, but yeah, you've got this huge saucer section up here. Still has the, you've got your little bridge and stuff. Now, the bridge size kind of really exemplifies how big this saucer section is. It's kind of funny when you look at it that way, but yeah. You've got, then, as you go towards the back, so you've got a little bit of a body below, and this body has, like all bodies on a lot of ships, a deflector dish at the front. You have the engineering section towards the back of that as well, where all the engineers are hanging out. The nacelles are not actually attached to this body, seemingly. Or they are, but they're attached towards, the upper part of the body, between it and the deflector dish. And from the front, because of the way that these wings are angled, it almost looks like they're attached into the, or not deflector dish, the saucer section. But yeah, it almost looks like they're connected there, but you can see more from these sides that it's still on the body. It's just, these wings kind of curve. And then you've got this top section up here, and this is just considered an upper equipment module. So again, kind of just a hardpoint thing where you could theoretically maybe use it for a few different things up top. And that part is connected via this very large, thin wedge going upward. And yeah, so and the upper equipment module is pretty large too, all things considered. We consider that this is already a really large saucer section here. So, it's not as large as that, but it's pretty big. You got this just big triangular piece on the top. I like this design though. It's just neat. It's very I don't know, big and compressed and weird.
It feels kind of practical in a way that a lot of Star Trek designs don't. Not it's a utilitarian design, but the upper equipment module as an element speaks to okay, we couldn't just make this sleek. We did need to add this thing that's just here to do shit. Mm-hmm. In a way that I really like.
Apparently it has, according to Golem Asset in the episode The Wounded, the Nebula-class has a quote-unquote huge arsenal. Many phaser banks and torpedo launchers as expected. Let's see.
That makes sense.
I'm curious. Let's see what memory beta gives us numbers. So we've got 8 Type X phaser arrays and only 2 torpedo launchers. Okay, that's not actually too weird. Now this ship is interesting because it has 750 standard crew, 130 visiting crew, but it has an evacuation limit of 9,800, which is a lot. I wonder if that's like stuffing them into like the the storage bays and whatnot, though, is I guess the idea. Like
it is
that,
a lot.
Yeah, but that's just such a high number compared to the prior things we were looking at. But also, it requires so much less of a main crew than some of the other ones we looked at. Funnily enough, what a strange little ship. Anyway, I like it.
It feels like the heavyweight version of a Miranda-class.
Yeah. This one also gets 2 weird Star Trek Online variants. One is the Magellan-class, which I'm like, you can't call it that. Gundam already has that. Which I think there's probably Magellan-class ships way before Gundam, but, you know.
I don't think so. I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm joking.
Kind of like the other one, this does that same kind of, like... It's got the darker metal, it's got this, like, you know, fancier, like, look to it. It's a bit more angular. If you look at these nacelles, it's got these ridiculously overdone nacelles with, like, big red parts in the front, but it's almost like a diamond shape. And it's got these random openings for the warp parts. And then this, like, mission module on the top looks like a little stealth fighter or something has been attached to it. It's kind of funny. I'm noticing a similarity with some of these subclasses where it's like, they are using these same aesthetic ideas. And much like the other one for the Sutherland here, which is the other version of it, you know, it's got the much brighter colors, and it's doing, you know, another take at this kind of futuristic version of it, where this part is a little bit more rounded for the mission module on the top. Can't really see the nacelles too good. Though I believe, if I want to be completely fair, in Star Trek Online, you can actually pick different styles of nacelles for your ships, so, you know, the gaudy ones might not be indicative of the only ones. There's also, here's the round version of the mission pod on the top. So it can either have that triangular one, or it can have a circular one.
I like that Radomi one.
That's that one's fun.
I also don't dislike it firing its phasers. Maybe it's just been too long since I saw it. But, like, I feel like phasers firing don't normally look this fucking cool.
I mean, no, they're normally just kind of thin beams, you know.
Whereas this looks like it's like they've concentrated, like, a gold sparkler into a beam. That looks cool.
Maybe that's why these are Type X, though.
Maybe.
Phasers, because they're really, you know. And then there's also, so, like, phaser cannons, instead of being beams, like, as shown on the Defiant, and I guess that one we looked at earlier, they fire like bolts, you know, like these big, you know. And then, I guess, actually, no, when you get phasers in some other Star Trek, though, they do sometimes, let me see, do they look like this in TNG? Yeah, I guess they do have, like, an orange energy look in TNG. It's a little less glittery, but, you know. You just don't get a lot of space battles really going on in Star Trek.
I suppose that's true.
Like, relative to, like, others, like, I feel like it's not, you just don't get a ton of action overall. One, because that's expensive, and two, you know, especially, like, in TNG and whatnot, we're supposed to be on an exploration ship. But, yeah. Alright.
Yeah.
Many Star Trek ships. Hopefully Aiden enjoys that. Yeah. Alright. I guess that's it, though. 6. Where... Oh, what have you done? Oh,
that's not a new thing. That's
just looking at
another...
Looking at the destroyed model.
I
like that, like, it looks like some of them had studio models that were, like, not destroyed, so it's like they built the whole thing out, took pictures of that, and then destroyed it for the scene. maybe.
And then some of them were built destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Anyway. Yeah, so Six, where can people find you and your work online?
Oh, that's really interesting. This
sorry.
is a final detail that is worth hearing.
Yeah.
Several of the ships, perhaps some even the ones we've talked about today, were Enterprise concept models for Star Trek Planet of the Titans, a movie that they planned and then never made.
Oh, okay, weird.
So they had ideas, they had plans for like a weird Enterprise for that movie, and they were like, never mind. But then they're like, well, we've still got these lying around. I guess we could just fuck them up. But yeah. You can find me on Blue Sky at 6.scanlinemedia.com. You can find my work at scanlinemedia.com or patreon.com/scanlinemedia if you wanted to offer your support. And if you wanted to talk to us and maybe make some requests of your own, you can find us in the Scanline Media Discord. There's a link down in the show notes unless you're on YouTube. Dylan, what about you?
You can find me over at Low Poly Robot on Blue Sky, and where I've mostly just been posting games. I've been playing Metal Max 2 Reloaded and have been enjoying that now. And I'm nearly done with it. Didn't really post a ton of it, but yeah. And then otherwise I just post things I like. I posted, I had actually talked with another friend about these the other day, so I posted these Tomy robots, and I love them. Look at these guys.
Those are friends.
Uh-huh. I think my favorite is this Omnibot right here, because I like the dome with the red eyes shining through it. But...
I think I like the 2000 best, but I understand.
The other one that's really fun to me is this guy, the Dingbot. This one is just lost. From what I can see, it even came with like a little fake map you could put in its hands, because the idea with it is it just bumps into objects and then rotates. You know, it's just like a goofy little toy like that.
I love it when you make a robot and it just can't navigate for shit, so you're like, no, that's the gimmick.
Yeah. Then there's Flipbot, who is able to, do backflips. Spotbot, who is a little dog with like a sort of triangularish head. Hootbot, this little owl robot that can make its eyes flash and its wings flap and its feet tap. And he can waddle around if you put him on the ground off of his stand. Verbot can respond to voices entered into his memory. Via wireless remote, Verbot can be instructed to lift and carry objects and move in any direction. 8 functions in all. All these later ones that have arms that can tend to lift things. Except for Chatbot, I guess, now that I look at it, because he has arms, but can record and deliver 30-second combinations of messages to one or several destinations. Could you imagine living in a house and, like, you just have all the doors open, and rather than going to say something to someone, you record a message on the cassette tape on Chatbot and send it into the room?
And, like, within a day or two, all it is being used for is just, like, a recording of you screaming as loud as you can.
Just to
no
scare
one's
someone.
using it for anything productive.
Yeah, no. Omnibot is... both Omnibots are really funny to me because the thing I noticed with them is very often they seem to have both come with a tray that you can use to give them drinks, so you can have them like bring you a drink. The German ad I had found even had them like bringing in a beer with them, which I thought was hilarious. I need to find it. Hold on, Omnibot ad, because there was a really fun one. Here we are. Let's get this open because it's not the full size one. Yeah, here we go. Also a little hat. I don't know if the hat was just something the advertisers came up with. Here you go. I'm gonna bring you your little tray of food. But yeah, just kind of a goofy little set of robots, but I love them. Anyway, I post stuff like that, just like random things I am interested in. I simply use it as a way of expressing outward things I like. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
The idea of pre-programming them also, like, you could apparently pre-program on the 2000, like, he has a 7-day 24-hour timer/tape memory. Show him the path to follow and record your morning message. And the rest of it's cut off. And it says, or put in your... And then just ends.
Put in your, yeah.
This is so weird. I want to know if anyone actually got these and did any of these functions for more than, like, a day. Like, Dingbot, you could eternally have wandering your house and bumping into things and be amused by. But, like, these ones where you're doing more complex stuff, my brain's just like, I feel like the gimmick would get old really quick.
It's amusing to me that you don't think the gimmick would get old on Dingbot.
I would love to have it wandering around the room. I think that'd be great.
I believe you. I know you would.
Look at it. It's so cute. Also, like, being in a house full of cats, I think it would be hilarious to have this weird little robot running around. And then the cats are just like, what the hell is that?
It'd be like Hitchbot in Philly. It'd get destroyed.
Yeah, you know what? This is true. That all of that being said, I would love to own an Omnibot just to have it hanging out in the corner of my room, just looking. More just for the idea of having Omnibot, because, I mean, look at it.
Yeah.
They're cute. Anyway. Alright. But that's a wrap. That's an episode.
Alright.
Peace.
Engage? Do we do this still?
I mean, whether or not you do it is kind of inconsistent. I always leave it to you, and sometimes you do it, and then sometimes you're just like, peace.
Well, I never remember until the very end anyway. Well, whatever, peace.